Good Monday morning, everybody. How we all doing? Hanging in there? Feeling better? To me, I feel a little better. I feel a little less heavy with all this energy that's going on. I'm feeling a lot better. Although, man, oh man, that cough, it comes in waves. This is just crazy. All right, let's get into it a little bit. I want to look at the week ahead. I also want to look at Kamala Harris again. I know, leave her alone. Never. And I want to look into Pumpkinhead. And I want to use the Galactic Heritage cards. I had the honor and the pleasure of spending 2 days with the creator of this deck, the Galactic Heritage. Do I have the book here? I've talked about this deck before. It's amazing, in my humble opinion. And we did a 2-day seminar on the cards, and it was interesting. I've been getting the word paradox a lot, and she mentioned it, and I was thinking, I go, I really don't need a 2-day course on how to read these cards. And I didn't, yet I did. And so let me just give you the definition, because it is going to come up again. A paradox, a seemingly absurd or self-contradictory statement or a proposition that when investigated or explained may prove to be well-founded to be true. So even though I thought I didn't need this course, afterwards I'm like, wow, I got a whole bunch of information. Whole bunch. And it's still coming in. I love it. It's still coming in. All right. Yesterday I pulled 2 spreads. One on the path of the United States, where we are going. And the other one I pulled on Kamala Harris. What's going on with her in this path? I'm gonna re-pull the U.S. where this is going, because it blew my mind. We are in such a shift. We are in such a movement, an ending cycle. We still have some control issues we got to let go of. Really? We have control issues? You think? And I go, well, it's not me. I have no control issues. Why is this not working? No, I'm kidding. So we're still being dominated by this heavy male energy that wants to over control everything. It's not a balanced energy at all, which is part of what our lesson is. So as we move to a more balanced divine feminine energy, which is not totally female, but it's balanced, we're going to come out of this okay. One of the things that she was explaining to me, Lisa I'm talking about, is that with our galactic history that we have, with any history that we have, if we rely on our ancestors to help us along. So if we rely, let's just take it, Happy Mother's Day to you all you mothers out there. If we rely on, if we just come out of the womb and try to do it all on our own, we're going to have a hard time. But if we rely on our family help, our mothers, our fathers and sisters, and I know, I get it. Some of you guys are going to go, my mother was not there. Trust me, I hear that a lot in this household. My mother was pretty good. She was always there, right here now. My wife's mother, yeah, not so warm and fuzzy. So, but backing up to, there was still things that we received from our ancestors, and it made the journey easier. And so with the galactic history that we have, coming from different Lyran energy, Palladian energy, our shift, our learning curve is faster. That's why time is speeding up so fast, or it seems like it is. So, cool. We're getting there. We're getting there. All right. I just want to, I'm going to pull on this right now. 6 minutes in. I don't think I'm rambling. Am I? No. Say hello to Psychic Duck, everybody. Ah, Psychic Duck. Where'd Psychic Duck go? Ah, Psychic Duck. What's you doing up there? I'm just chilling with my family. All right. All right. Are you a mama duck? Yeah, today I am. All right. Cool. Because I thought you were a he. I'm a he, she, them. Don't label me. All right. Won't label Psychic Duck. All right, let's take a look at Kamala Harris. So after I pulled the U.S. spread, where I got that we're done. We're at the end stages of this craziness that we're dealing with. I go, let me see where Kamala is. The first card I got was Paradox. And I'm like, oh, so this is that seemingly absurd self-contradictory statement. She should have won. It's absurd that she didn't. What happened? What time stream? What is this? What? Second card I pulled was Alone Time. I'm like, and I hear you all in my head. She needs alone time. She needs what? 100 days. She needs this. She needs that. Whatever it was, she needed some alone time. Okay. And this, when you look at this card, she pops out of the circle of awareness. She goes, where's my direction? What do I need to figure out in this alone time? The last card I got, which is really not the last card because I pulled two by mistake, I got Integrity, the Esasani. This is a parallel time era, so it can kind of go anywhere. You know, if we think of our time as a matrix, not linearly. Somebody commented, I thought this was fascinating. She goes, I've never been able to think linearly. I'm dyslexic. And people would label me and say, my wife is really dyslexic. And when she was growing up, they'd go, you're stupid. You don't know how to do things right. You can't. And she's a genius. I had to say that. No, but she is. And I had to say that again. So when we start pulling the linear time stream apart, and people stop calling us crazy for doing that, they go, ooh, genius. You guys are above the curve on this. So this parallel time stream, it's all about integrity for Kamala Harris. It's this paradox of what just happened. She needs a little alone time. She's got integrity. And then the last card, the bonus card, was emptiness, 108. Now this is a paradox card. This is the last card in the deck. This card suggests that we have learned all of the lessons that we need to learn, and we get to start over creating what we want to create, not what has been created before us. But now we go back to the source and we go, hey source, you guys can call it God, you can call it Wankatonka, source energy. We go back to source energy and say, all right, this is what we learned. We learned that the male dominance sometimes takes too much control. We learned that the female principle sometimes gives up too much and is giving away too much. And they lose themselves in, let me do something for you, let me help you. And they lose parts of themselves. So what this alone time for Kamala, she goes back to creator source and says, let's take this on again. Let's do it differently, with integrity. I wonder if she's going to come back in a jet from Qatar. Did I say that right? All right. I was super excited about that. I was super excited. All right. I'm going to put these back in. I'm going to shuffle, and let's pull another spread for this current administration in the U.S. How goofy is it right now? It's just, they're hanging on by a thread. Do you feel that? They're just like, what? Hanging on. Getting a jet from, that he's going to turn into Air Force One from, really? Aren't they supposed to be like, you know, kind of secure? Is anything secure in this administration? I don't think so. Okay. Here we go. Okay, I pulled them out. I'm using the star lineage spread. Sorry. Let me show you how this works. So it goes around like this and drops into a portal energy. So when we're dropping into this portal energy, as a reader of this deck, and you can use this with any cards, as a reader, we drop into the form, drop into the core of the question. What is the galactic lineage for the Trump administration? That's what this is, the galactic lineage for the Trump. What is the lessons? Where are they on the path? Are they just starting out? Are they done? So the last spread I got they were done. I got a 108 card right at the top. Kamala got a 108 at the very end. So to me, it feels like they're done. Here we go. First card. And again, the way that you can move these around a little bit. So what we have here in the first card is the Vegas system. And this is all about, this talks about initiation and ceremony. The Vegas system is a more female-centered star lineage. So we have the Lyrans and the Vegans. These are both the two main, I guess, if we want to put it in concrete terms, which we shouldn't. But the The Lyran are masculine, the Vegan are female. This is future card, initiation and ceremony in the future. I'm like, ooh, who's going to be initiated? Who's going to be the ceremony? It's a female presence. The parallel imagery that we get with this is dream time and awakening, the cetacean whale. This, I keep getting this card so much. I must have had this card pulled 3 times yesterday for over the last 2 days. We're waking up from a dream is what I hear. Also, what do we want to dream into being? What do we want to dream into being with this card? As we move, this is what I got last night too. The delusion of control with the Orion species. So the Orion species said, many of you know this, and they are male-dominated, fighting. They want control, and we think we have control over things. We don't have control over things. Who has the control? It's the universal energy. It's the energy of source, the energy of one. And it's the law of one, which goes back to stay in your heart space. He's trying to control things, but his heart space is kind of empty. It's not there. And look, his cat's cradle is all a mess. Oh, he must be very sad. Okay, going down into the portal. Going down, we get Black League patterning. Orion, past. This card, if you can think about it, in Orion's awareness, they had a group that was trying to control everything, and then they had the Black League, and that Black League was like the Jedi Knights. This Black League patterning is the resistance to this delusion of control. Moving on into the portal. Devotion of service, to service, the Pleiades. So where I'm going with this, as we drop into the portal energy, who has devotion to service? So as we're looking at this, it's not the current administration. That's one of control. That's really not of service. That is of service only to themselves. Dropping even further, alchemy. The Asani. Taking two things. What this card is taking two different sides, taking the paradox and blending it so that we create a new awakening, something that is devoted to service. And it feels like there is an initiation and a ceremony that we need to jump into in this dream time and awakening. Maybe it is the alone time that we need for ourselves, that we need to bring what we want into this reality. And the final card is protectiveness. Lyra, present. Protectiveness. So with this card, I ask, are we being too protective of the old way and not allowing the new change to come in? It's in between these delusion of control and the Black League patterning, certainly this control is being protected. So the other way to look at this, is to put it in a time stream. And it's linear. However, we got a lot of parallel cards. So if we look at the time streams, we have the two past time streams. And then we have present. We have the future. And then we have parallels that we can put anywhere. Some put them at the end, but they're parallel, so they kind of go anywhere with this. The past is the past era of any of these starseed lineages, these star lineages. For Orion, they have a past, present, and future. And the past is, in very simple terms, is the trauma that we are dealing with. The present is like starting to walk. And the future is like the awakened state. So the present is like the teenage years. You're still making mistakes, but you're having a lot of fun, but it's, you know, and very simply. And then the parallel time streams are more of like a floating creation of dream time and awakening. I didn't explain that well, but we'll just leave it at that. So as I adjust these into the eras, the time stream era of the current administration, I'm going to switch these around a little bit. And I don't think they really need to be, but we have delusion of control. We have the Black League patterning, which is the Jedi Knights fighting the good cause for devotion to service. There's a little bit of protectiveness here. Ooh, this needs to go here to here. This Black League patterning, there's still some protectiveness with this delusion of control. There's still some protectiveness with fighting the good fight. Both of them. It's like, no, let's hang on to this. Let's protect our control. Let's protect our being right with this Black League patterning. And then it moves into devotion to service. And then into initiation and ceremony. And if we do this initiation and ceremony, when I drop into this energy, I go, what is that? Do we go back to, shamanic journeying, dream time? Do we go back to ceremony? What is the ceremony? And then I go, it's the inauguration. Let's create the magic. Let's bring both of these ideas. Let's let go of the control and bring both of these ideas that are a paradox. How can both of these ideas come together in one? This is where the dream time and awakening comes in. This is when the magic comes in. And this is when we get a new way of being. Does that make sense? I think so. Psychic Duck, what do you think so? Yeah, makes sense. All right, I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to break it up into a couple of different reads and go with different decks. The Galactic Heritage, talking about Kamala Harris and the Trump administration. Woo! I got to tell you, last night's spread, when I did it on the US, I guess I phrased it a little differently. It was a lot more of endings and new beginnings. So anyway, cool. Thank you guys for watching. Peace and love.